Okay, the UPAir 1 is back. We give a shout out to G10 for making this right. I got it back today, so I sent it to him about, I think it was around 8 or 9 days ago. And to anybody that has an UPAir 1 that has a problem with it, you need to send it in for service. You don't have to send it to China like I thought. Okay, they have a repair facility in Baltimore, Maryland, which is pretty close to where I live in Pittsburgh, so it didn't take long for the turnaround. I always thought when this thing got all busted up that, oh, I'd be sending this thing back to China and it'd be, 6 months before I ever seen it again. But no, they turned it over pretty quick. Now let me show you what they did to it, because they didn't really repair it. They just used a couple of the parts from the one I sent them and put them on the new one. Okay, what they reused was the props, because they give you 6 props with it, and 2 of them busted up in the crash, and so I sent the 2 busted ones, plus I sent all 4 of the ones that were still good. I sent them, and they sent those back. So they reused the props, because I could tell this one here had a scuff on it. And they reused the battery. Okay, and I know that because it has my FAA number on the battery. So I know they reused the battery. And they sent back the same controller. But everything else is new. The whole body, the camera, the gimbal, all that stuff is just new, because that stuff wasn't repairable. I mean, that camera, if you would have saw the video, the way that thing hit the ground and splattered, that camera was in a million pieces. And the whole body, every one of the arms was cracked. They had a big crack in it. Every one of them. 2 of them were on the top, and 2 of the cracks were down here. I mean, believe it or not, it still flew. I flew it the next day when I went back out to the park and flew it for 10 minutes in some bad wind, but the arms, the props didn't even line up. On one of the arms, the arm was bent so bad that on one of the props, it was about an inch higher than the other prop. The props didn't even line up like they do here. One of them was like an inch higher, so there was no way they were gonna be able to fix all that crap. That wasn't gonna happen. So, but I appreciate them making it right. So the only thing that I have to do now is pray for some decent weather, because it's been crappy here for 9 days in a row. The little couple of minutes of decent weather I had in the last 9 days, I ran out there and did that little 4-minute test flight on that 3DR Solo. That was my little 5-minute break in this crappy weather. So I ran out there, and if you watch that video, you'll see the wind blowing. I mean, the storms were coming, but they weren't. I had that little couple-minute break in there. So as soon as I get some decent weather, and it's pretty crappy out there today too. It's windy and cloudy, and it was raining a little while ago. It stopped, but it's pretty nasty out there. So the weather here has been just absolutely awful. I wish I had a couple of them RC trucks right now. I'd be out there running them around. But that's about it. So I'll get this thing all calibrated up, which is another story, because calibrating this compass on this thing is one of the biggest pains in the asses in calibrating history. Okay? You have to watch. I swear to God, I must have did this 30 or 40 times before I got it right. It is a real nightmare. If you have to watch this video on online, and there's this Chinese woman there. She doesn't speak English, and she's got to set your quad up on your screen to try to follow her, and you have to sync it exactly at the same time as she starts. You have to start. And after about 30 or 40 tries, I finally got it. It was a real pain. I mean, a real major pain. So, but, you know, that's the way it goes. All right, everybody. Have a nice day.